or, the recording software could crash. But yeah, if you're all turned around by the difference between shaped recipes and shapeless recipes, the shaped recipes definitely provide structure to the Minecraft world. Okay, so the lava did not deploy this time, so I want to place that there. Make sure there's no egg buildup. Good. So yeah, the shapeless recipes are a little bit different. If you have the carved pumpkin atop the torch, you will get the lit carved pumpkin, the jack-o'-lantern, as it's called. Those lanterns, of course, being very useful for night lights, since they are not broken by your standard water shenanigans. So a jack-o'-lantern, of course, being great if you find yourself getting wet frequently. Not that getting wet is very fun. I know I enjoy the rain because the Enderman will leave me alone. What am I out here for? Oh, right. I'm actually throwing these in the composter. I throw the rotten flesh in the composter as well, but the composter won't accept it. So I just throw it in this storage chest here. Let me reserve some space for cobblestone. And then it looks like I need to head back down to the mine shaft. I should harvest these potatoes again so that I have potatoes. I do need to set up a reserved storage for potatoes. I do want a barrel of potatoes, similar to how I have a barrel of carrots, because carrots, of course. Carrots being great because, you can munch them, wear them, what have you. I believe someone mentioned the difference between a meal and a good time or something. I don't know. Yeah. The advantage to having this many potatoes is that I will never need to really worry about composting, because I can simply just get more potatoes and then compost the potatoes. This also, of course, means I will have very easy access to my villager trades when they want potatoes. This will also mean that I have very easy access to my what's it called? To a baked potato food supply. I can put the potatoes, for example, on the campfire and get baked potatoes that way. I don't need baked potatoes. I can continue eating the cooked chicken. But I harvested the farm, and you can see I have so many potatoes. I have, 7 stacks? 7.5 stacks of potatoes that I harvested. Now, I have to reinvest some of these potatoes via replanting them. However, 7.5 stacks of potatoes is a lot of potatoes. No matter how you look at it, it's just a lot of potatoes. because unless you're doing villager trading, you're probably not going to go through that many potatoes anytime soon. You would need a server of a few hundred people in order to eat that many potatoes. Or you would just need to play for a really long time and just get really hungry, because it's easily a few, I want to say a few hundred hours worth of food supply in game, which is a very accelerated hunger mechanic, although kind of relevant. That is roughly how much humans are supposed to eat when they are this active. Most humans are not this active, thus most humans do not need to eat every few minutes or hours. Ow. And get off my farmland. Jeez. I didn't even notice it was nighttime. And now I gotta till that soil again. Apparently the tilling utensil, the hoe as it is known, is capable of potentially getting the benefits of looting in order to retrieve more crops from your carrot, potatoes, and wheat. That would be absurd if that is true, simply by virtue of potatoes being potatoes, because potatoes are quite reproductive. Let's put it that way. Yeah, I've got 4.5 stacks remaining. So I used maybe 3 stacks of potatoes, sure. But I still have a lot of potatoes, even after all of that. So yeah, checking under the water to make sure there's no, to make sure there's no monsters down here. I gotta check down here every now and then. B, to make sure there's no sugarcane trapped under the water, because I was harvesting my sugarcane. Now I need to make sure that I didn't accidentally knock out any of the sugarcane that I didn't want to knock out. There we go. Okay, looks all in order. Let's update the map while we're here. Oh yeah, that's looking very nice. What about over here? No change. Of course. I've been over there, so that makes sense. And this is right over here. Specifically over there. How about south of the base? Anything? Probably not. Yeah. Not really. And then over here, of course, that was expected. So yeah, that is how the base is looking lately. As you can see, there is a few dirt patches that are healing over. There's a bed. There's a lot of pumpkins. A lot of pumpkins have been sunk into this project. Betting, rim shot. Comedy sound effects, people. You're welcome. Let me grab this kelp because the furnace was almost full, so in order to prevent the furnace from filling up, which would of course backlog the system since there is of course more kelp waiting to be processed, I went ahead and harvested what kelp was in the furnace. I forgot to deposit the poisonous potatoes while I was over there. Darn. Okay, well, I'll have to deposit them now, then, I guess. Oh. I wanted to craft first, because I was going to craft another one. The dried kelp blocks do, again, have a actual placeable block. It's just I don't have any good decoration locations for it yet, and without the kelp farm being hooked up fully auto, I don't want to start any projects where I need to have a large quantity of kelp already collected, because the kelp already is difficult enough to maintain. Simply through virtue of firing off these pistons here. I don't even know if the pistons fired. Oh, yeah, they did. They definitely fired. Okay. Let me toss these back into the water stream so they didn't go anywhere. As I was saying, let me toss these back into the water stream so they're collected up there with the other kelp. That is my maintenance access in case I ever need to get in for any reason. I can just go in there, and I'm capable of working inside the farm without needing to break everything in order to get in. I have adequate lighting, the whole 9 yards. It's really nice. It's a good setup. I like it. I should like it. I'm the one who built the thing, so if I don't like it, well, I have just the tools to make it so that I can like it, because I built the thing. I should hope I have the tools. Speaking of the tools, I'm going to grab these shears, and I'm going to move these down to here, so that I'm capable of just grabbing the shears whenever I am carving pumpkins. On top of that, I shall carve some more pumpkins, because apparently I had pumpkins to carve. So let me grab the shears. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Where's 7? There it is. And then I grab the stone axe. Break block, break block, break block. Breaking block sound effects. Now I can put the shears away because I don't really need them anymore. for now. I might need them later, so I'm putting them away. I'm not just destroying them or anything. I will compost the seeds. I will grab the massive quantities of compost out of the hopper below. Where do I have my bone meal stored? Well, I'm going to store that one there. And then I'm going to just go around collecting any stray bone meal that I find in order to store all of the bone meal in one location. Preferably as bone blocks. Speaking of which, I actually want to convert that bone meal into bone blocks. So I'm going to withdraw that bone meal now. And then, where is it? Here it is. Bone block construction. So it's in the little wall icon menu here. The bone block. Then we have the lantern, of course. As I mentioned, this is a shaped recipe. So if I put it here, like all of these combinations will not work simply because it needs to be that on top of that, allowing for, of course, the lantern to get created. Okay. Now I can store the bone block there. Storing the bone block, of course, with my mushrooms, because I will want to eventually utilize those mushrooms. So I want to keep the bone block very close to the mushrooms. Right, I am supposed to be looking for any extra bone meal in my base as well. Did I misplace anything, or was I very well organized and planned all of this out ahead of time? Oh, right. That's where I'm storing all the gold. Because the gold is otherwise just so useless. Yeah. So fully repaired, fully repaired, fully repaired, fully repaired. Need the boots, need the pants. Fully repair those. Okay, now I can store those up here. Now I can move that over there. Okay. We're getting there. Just a matter of time. Yeah, I'll leave a blank spot for the pants. Okay. Oh, I just realized you guys can't actually see my face cam. Let me... Yeah, you're supposed to be able to see the camera. There's the camera. That was weird. I don't know why that happened like that, but it did. Whee! Gotta love that shortcut. I did bring iron pickaxe, right? Yes. Yes, I did. Good. Lots of night lights. Ooh, more iron. Goody. I'll use the stone pickaxe to dig out the iron so I don't waste the iron pickaxe digging out iron. Because that sounds a bit backwards to use an iron pickaxe to dig iron. Okay. Now I can start keeping track of the various ores that I have dug out. I might need to grab some of my cobblestone from over here. Just a tad. Not much. Just filler block. Let's see. Which pattern is that going to be? You know what? I'll worry about it when I dig it up. I'm like, wait, which pattern is that? And then it's like, I'll worry about it when I dig it up. You know, I ain't getting paid enough to worry about that type of stuff. I'll worry about what type it's supposed to be when I dig it up. I will also place that chest there. I'll swap back to this because I need to dig out this redstone. This redstone is going to be... no, iron pickaxe, not the stone. Thank you. Okay, redstone is completed. There was more down this way that I wanted to retrieve, including this lapis. Okay. For now, I shall just wall that off. Weird. Okay. I guess that was to note the torch. I shall go ahead and place the lantern facing the correct direction, of course. I should also fill in some of these. I'm going to fill in this direction first, simply because this will allow me to install the rail system so that I can actually fast travel along this surface. I don't need to drop the whole thing just yet, so it's fine. I still have more that I want to dig out because I still have more planning that I am performing. Here was one of the spots. Okay, so I will switch to my iron pickaxe, mine out the emerald. Is there more emerald? There is not. Okay, so I shall... There's water on the other side of this wall. Huh. Okay. I can mine that direction and find water, apparently. Good to know. But yeah, the mine carts will definitely go a long ways. Both literally and metaphorically. The rate of travel of a minecart is very, very much faster than the rate of travel over foot or overland by foot. Probably the best way I could get the villagers from the village back to my base is through a massive overland rail system. I will need to travel with those villagers in order to ensure that they do not get stuck on said rail system. Java Edition has the benefit of furnace minecarts, which are very useful. However, I do believe the furnace minecarts were removed from Bedrock Edition simply because nobody apparently uses them. People just use alternative methods. Because the furnace minecarts were just apparently very buggy or underused or something. I almost made it all the way to this end. The benefits of having this rail line is that since it links up here, I will have a way to travel from world spawn to my base at a rapid rate of speed. With minimal hunger at that. So if I die, for example, I can just hop in a minecart down here and it'll allow me to just rocket along at top speed, faster than this, because it's a minecart. You saw how fast it was moving inside that potato, or in the pumpkin farm. It'll move that fast all the way, the whole way. So that is something that is useful. I shall put my precious loot, which I have recently mined, there. I have extra torches, so I shall put those there. Iron. I did not need to bring the other stuff. Matter of fact, I'm just going to take all of this stuff up to base now. I will, however, deposit my cobblestone as I plan to bring down my cobblestone supply, or at least a portion of it. I want at least a barrel of, well, no, I guess I don't want my cobblestone down there. It's really a matter of how do I want to utilize my resources the best. What do I think is the best use of my assets, my resources? Not just, what's the most fun, but what do I think is the actual best use of them? What makes the most productivity? Oh, I could clear out this spider spawner. That would be a good use of time. So it's, I think, if I want to be safe about this, I think I want to clear out to these torches in all directions. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Because these are spiders, so they're a little bit wider. So I want to make sure they have enough room to actually spawn. And then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So out to this gravel here. So yeah, that would converge right here. I would have to clear out a large area in order to make sure that this whole thing is spawn proof. They say that you want a 7x7, but I'm not entirely sure. I don't know the exact spawning mechanics of spider spawners. I know 7x7 is a zombie spawner. Spider spawners should be very similar. However, I also want to make sure that in the process my spawner does not lose out on efficiency. I don't want monsters, for example, spawning in on it. I don't want monsters to get all caught up in the potential area of not being in the farm. Like, I don't want them spawning outside the farm, you know? Because if they're not in the farm, then I'm not harvesting their body parts, and that's kind of a defeating purpose of the farm. It defeats the purpose of the farm. The point of the farm is to harvest the body parts of the monster that is trying to kill everything, simply by virtue of it being a monster. The monster being a monster, not it being a monster. Although I guess in certain depictions it might be a monster. Perspective is a weird thing. I did not bring my cobblestone. I shall have to fill in a lot of this with dirt. Good night. Do I have enough dirt for this? No, I do not. Huh. Well, let me move that one there and there. There we go. Mine out some of this coal from the ceiling. Oops, that was cobblestone. So yeah, a lot of this is just repetitive block breaking sound effects. Because you gotta break a lot of blocks when you're in survival mode of Minecraft. That's just how survival mode of Minecraft works. Okay, now I have enough cobblestone to fill in that, this. The remains of this ore deposit. What was this, coal? I think this was coal. So yeah, now I have enough cobblestone to fill in the coal crater here that I had left. I guess it wouldn't be a coal crater, it would be the decrepit remains of a mine. Now I can safely grab all of those torches, and yeah. There we go. Let's move that one there. Now we've got a bunch of fresh ores to return to the surface with. Oh, a little bit more. This will, of course, be useful for crafting coal blocks, which are a commodity which requires effort to collect simply by virtue of requiring going out and actually harvesting all of the coal. Otherwise, you will not be able to make the block because you can't do it with charcoal. You can't do it with a tree farm. You have to actually go out and mine the coal. Yeah, I figured it was full. After you're done smelting all of your kelp, go ahead and start on the iron. It does not have an automatic retrieval on my my furnace, so I will need to actually go out of my way to retrieve the kelp before it gets started on the iron. Otherwise, it just won't work on the iron. It'll load the iron into the furnace, but it won't start smelting it down until it has enough space to smelt it down. And there's really no other way to actually give it that space that it needs. So it's just going to sit there until I retrieve it manually or until I set up the auto retrieval system, which I could. I have a hopper and I do rarely use this barrel over here. However, I still use the barrel. As you can see, I have a looting 2 enchantment book in here. Very useful. I also need to... What was it? I need my character to sleep. That's beside the point. I need to grab... Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't want the cobblestone down here. Okay, so... Or down there, I mean. So I want my character to sleep because I don't want phantoms after me. I want to check on how much chicken I have. Decent. Almost full. How many eggs? I shall go ahead and deploy this observer. I do need to set up a way to make that automatic in order to prevent the chickens from building up, but also while making sure that I can... Actually, I know how to make it automatic. I can replace that block with a piston, and I can just attach the lever there. Yeah, that'd work, actually. I'll do that right now. So what I'm going to do, I won't actually use a piston. I'm going to use a sticky piston. In order to use a sticky piston, I need to grab a bit of slime. I need to craft one of my pistons. How do I make pistons? What do I need for a piston? Let's see. Piston. Here we are. Cobblestone, redstone, iron. Okay. And of course, planks. So I've got the iron. I've got the redstone dust. And I've got the cobblestone. And I'm already holding the planks. I've got birchwood planks. Now, I open up my redstone components, my items with the water bucket, the bed, and the torch. And I can craft the piston. Now, I don't need multiple pistons at the moment, so I'm not going to waste my resources. However, I then apply the slime to the top of the piston, allowing it to become a sticky piston. And then I deposit the redstone, deposit the iron, retrieve the kelp, because that's just going to keep building up. Now, I need to head over here. I need to place from inside the maintenance section the piston so that it faces towards this observer, but not pointed directly at this observer. Instead, it's pointed at this observer. This observer will allow me to control whether or not this is, of course, on or off. The way it's going to do that is I'm going to retrieve this lever back here, because this lever is not actually doing a lever job. It's doing more of a button job. If I want a lever job, I need something that is toggled. I need a toggle. And for that, I have this. Now, I have an on-off switch for my chicken farm. If I want my farm off, I just have it off like that. If I want it on, now it's on. The downside, of course, being that every time I toggle it off, it's going to open this door here. But if I move it there, there we go. So if it's on, it's doing that. If it's off, it's doing that. And now I can retrieve this barrel, because this barrel is now not doing anything. Meaning I have space downstairs where I can store things, or I can start that potato storage. I think I will dig out some of the sand down below, or maybe just one of the dirt blocks in the side. No, that's gonna quickly get way too complicated. Instead, I think what I'm going to do is first I'm probably going to equip a torch to the face of these barrels. in order to make sure that the barrels do not ever not have a light. The obvious result of this is going to be that this is going to quickly become more and more of a desert. The resulting temperature change will cause quite drastic differences to show up. As you can see, I cannot for the life of me keep one side of the lake frozen for more than a few seconds. That is a direct result of the torches. Where are those carrots? Okay, so the carrots are right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to crouch, place, and then I'm going to go through, collect the potatoes again. Believe it or not, the majority of them are fully grown. I just have to go through and collect them again. Let me put the torches away. Yeah, so more block breaking sound effects, of course. I believe that would be written out as asterisk, block breaking SFX, asterisk. So yeah, as you can see, I have almost 2 stacks of potatoes, and I accidentally broke a torch. There we go. Got the torch placed back down. Everything's fine. Okay. So we have potatoes getting planted by myself. By me. Me, myself, and I. Which is, of course, what is known as a witticism. It's supposed to be a triple self-reference, as all 3 are supposed to, in fact, be the same person. Yeah, you can see some of the potatoes weren't quite mature yet. One of them, in fact, still looking like it was freshly planted, oddly enough. However, the potatoes will definitely be getting a good variety of harvesting and replanting, so I don't need to worry about the maturity level. I just need to collect all of the potatoes because the percentage is a high enough yield that I'm able to gather enough of the profits in order to acquire a favorable value. Similar to, for example, just 2 minus 2, you know? It just adds up. It just seems to be a natural equation, you know? In the words of both Bethesda and Facebook, it just works. Oh, and Apple. Apple. I hear the Galaxy phones are quite popular amongst Apple users. more cactus. Yay. Okay, so let's start storing these potatoes in their dedicated potato storage. Then I will want to retrieve the potatoes from this storage barrel. No, this storage barrel right here. Let me climb out of the water for now. So I want to deposit the poisonous ones, withdraw the non-poisonous ones. Suppose I can plant dandelions. Then I want to deposit the potatoes in the potato storage barrel. Okay. Now, if anyone does end up showing up in this world, even in its unprepared state, they will know that that barrel is reserved for potatoes. Right. I wanted to plant these dandelions somewhere. I will plant them over here. There we go. Just a nice little splash of color. Makes the place look nice. I've not actually planned out the majority of where I want all of these. Can I get one more? Yeah. I've not planned out where I want the majority of these flowers to be placed. I just know that I want some color in my base, because I don't want just a gray base, you know? If everything's gray, then it's just kind of boring. There's seeds up top, aren't there? No? Look at the seeds phased through the wall and are now in the, well, maybe they're in the pumpkin farm. I don't know. What I do know is I'm short one seed. If I had to guess, there it is. How did I know that that's where it was? Simple. It really is simple. I assumed that the seed was going to be in a location which required the face of the object to be not relevant to the open air, meaning, simply put, it phased through the wall where the carved pumpkin was touching the wall. Compost first. Then bed. Right, I need to deposit this tilling utensil in this barrel over here. And I also should go ahead and deposit the bone meal as well. After I collect it from the hopper, that is. Only one. Huh. Well, it's enough to allow me to craft a bone block, so I'm fine with that. I also got some dried kelp that I can make use of. So yeah. Now I get to go use the bed I will go ahead and withdraw the dried kelp, make more dried kelp blocks, refuel the furnace, throw the kelp into the storage, turn on the chicken dispenser, sleep with my little night lights all around me. That is very laggy. So yeah, that is much more useful than going back there with a pickaxe every single time I want to shut it off. I like that way better, where I just flip the lever and that's all it took, you know. Yeah, okay. Ah, that's what it is. Food. Let's see, what was my next food source? I believe these things. But I do not need very much. I mean, it's to the point where I can just carry a full stack. Yeah, I'll leave that running while I head downstairs to the underground farm section, or the underground mine section, I should say. I will deposit this cobblestone first. I'm carrying andesite, I'm carrying storage chests. This is fine. Everything's fine. Now I just Geronimo down. Whee! That's of course made possible by the fact that as I have Frostwalker 2 specifically on my boots, the water source freezes, and since I don't have a water source beneath the water source, the pillar of water just vanishes. It goes away because there's no water source. I simply freeze all of the water sources and then the water goes away. It's a simple equation. It really is. However, it's very useful for traveling, specifically downwards. Not so useful for traveling upwards. Also, I don't know how that would function trying to travel upwards with that effect. You would probably need a friend or something to do that. I don't know. What I do know is that I should be almost done with the preparation of the rail system here. Matter of fact, yeah, that was the one. So that is complete. I can now install the rail system. Awesome. That's great. Great news. I didn't accidentally place pumpkins, did I? No. Okay. Yep. All of these are producing light. They're producing a stable form of illumination that is not going to break or get destroyed or anything stupid. It's instead just going to continue providing the wonderful illumination that it provides without any detrimental side effects. such as accidentally hold on. Such as accidentally providing the wrong output of what you wanted in a wall. Let's see. Double tap that one, and then double tap that one. Okay. What was I saying? I got distracted. So yeah, the various aspects of the wall are now capable of getting placed down and pieced together. If I place all of these in front of the lanterns, I am able, to create a spot where I am able to create a pathway that I can just walk backwards on and fill in. Now, technically this block also gets replaced. Resupply on my polished granite. I think I'll only go with a stack of polished granite for now. I don't want to dedicate more inventory space than I need to the project. I don't really feel like actually counting out how much